Thank you for joining another episode in AWS Solution Architect Associate course, and this episode is going to be about EC2 summary. EC2 is a web service that provides resizable compute capacity with reduced boot time, quick scaling up and down as required. So there are 4 pricing models. On demand allows you to pay a fixed rate by the hour with no commitments. However, reserved is a commitment and it gives you a contract term of 1 to 3 years, and you pay by the hours. Again, with significant discounts. And spot instances can give you up to 90% discounts, and they are flexible. They are for the applications with flexible start and stops. Dedicated hosts instances are mainly using for existing server-bound software license if you have existing software license, or if you have regulations requirements that needs instances that are dedicated. So instance types, we've got Fiat, Doctor, Mac, Pixie, in AU. So you can use FAGHTZRMCPXZAU as mentioned here. So these are the types of instances you can provision in your organization depending on what you are using those instances for. And this is pretty much Fight Doctor Mac Pixie in AU is the way you can remember all those instances types. EBS, Elastic Block Storage, those volumes termination protection is turned off by default, so you must turn it on. And root volumes would be deleted on EBS backed instances on EC2 termination. EBS root volumes can be encrypted on creation using console or API. Third-party tools such as BitLocker can be used to encrypt. Additional volume can be encrypted as well. Security groups, all inbound is blocked by default, so you need to turn them on manually, and outbound is allowed and it is stateful. Changes to security groups take effect immediately, and any number of EC2s can be added to a security group, and any number of security groups can be added to an EC2. You cannot block IP addresses using security groups. You need to use knuckles for those, and can specify allowed rules but cannot deny rules because it's stateful. AWS is a virtual hard drive. Snapshots exist in S3. Think snapshots as a photograph of a disk, point-in-time copies. Snapshots are incremental, and first one may take some time. Can take snapshots on running instances, but recommend stopping them. Can create AMIs from both volumes and snapshots, and can change the EBS volume size on the fly, including the size and the storage type. Volumes resides with EC2s in the same AZ. To move an EC2 instance to another availability zone, first, take a snapshot. Second, create an AMI from the snapshot. Third, launch an EC2 in another AZ using that AMI. And to move an EC to another region, first take a snapshot. Second, create an AMI from the snapshot. Third, copy the AMI from one region to another. Fourth, launch an EC2 using the AMI. Snapshots offer encrypted volumes are encrypted automatically. Volumes restored from the encrypted snapshots are encrypted as well. You can share snapshots only if they are encrypted and can be shared with another AWS accounts or made public. How to encrypt unencrypted root volumes using console. Also, you can do that using BitLocker. First, create a snapshot of the read volume. Second, create a copy of the snapshot and select Encrypt option. Third, create an AMI from the encrypted snapshot. And lastly, launch a new encrypted instance using the AMI. AWS versus Instance Store. Instance store also called ephemeral storage because it changes and cannot be stopped if host fails or lose data. AWS backed instance can be stopped and won't lose data if stopped. Can reboot both but won't lose data. By default, both volumes can be deleted on termination, but can ask AWS to be kept. Enhanced networking. So we use three options: Elastic Network Interface, Elastic Network, and Elastic Fabric Adapter. So ENI is used for very basic needs in enhanced networking. So you can separate your network from production to management, etc. You can do that at low cost, and you use multiple ENI for each network. When you go to EN, it is used when you really need a higher bandwidth from 10 to 100 gigabits per second, and it gives you high throughput and it's really reliable. And you use EFA when you actually need high performance computing, machine learning, or operating system bypass. So in your exam, if you hear HPC, machine learning, or is bypass, that's definitely going to be a EFA. CloudWatch, used for monitoring performance, can monitor most of AWS and apps that run on a CloudWatch with EC2 will monitor every 5 minutes by default, but you can also do 1 minute intervals by turning on detailed monitoring. You can create alarms with trigger notifications. CloudWatch also about performance, and if you want to do anything about auditing, that should be CloudTrail. And dashboards are used to see what's happening in AWS environments, and alarms are used to set alarms to notify when certain thresholds hit. Events help you to respond to state changes in resources. Logs, they help you to aggregate, monitor, and store logs. Roles are more secure than access key and secret access key on individual instances. Roles are easier to manage. Roles can be assigned to EC2 instance after being created using both console and CLI. Roles are universal and can use them in any region. And if you want to get metadata and user data, you can use a curl command, and as mentioned in this slide, you can type http/ the IP address in 254, and you can go latest / metadata if you want to get information such as public IP. But if you want to get the bootstrap script, you can actually go user data, so /latest /user data. Elastic File System, so EFS supports the Network File System version 4, and you pay for the storage you use. Pre-provision is required, and you can scale it up to petabytes. You can support thousands of concurrent NFS connections, and data stored across multiple AZs across the region, and you get the read after consistency model. EFS is used for highly resilient storage for Linux-based apps, and you are using Amazon FSx for Windows for centralized storage for Windows-based apps. Amazon for FSx for Lasha for high-speed, high-capacity distributed storage, high-performance computing, financial modeling, and you can also store your data straight to S3 using it. Placement groups. So you usually placement groups in 3 options: cluster, spread, partitions. So first is used for low latency and high throughput. The spread is used for individual critical instances. So one goes down because this is spread, the other instances won't go down. So partition is pretty much multiple instances in HDFS, Hashbase, and Cassandra. And these cluster groups cannot span multiple ASICs in one place, but spread and partition can. Name of the placement group must be unique within the AWS account, and only certain types of instances can be launched in a group. So computer optimized C type, memory optimized X type, storage optimized C type. So recommends homogeneous instances within a clustered group. You can move an existing you cannot move an existing EC2 into a placement group, but what you can do, create an AMI image and then launch a new EC2 into the group. You are also using AWS web application firewall to block IP addresses, and you can also block specific countries. You can look for queries using string parameters, and you can block cross-site scripting and SQL injection. So that's a wrap for EC2 summary, and I'm hoping this is going to be a good resource for your AWS Solution Architect exam. And I am signing out. It's Ashley. I will see you in the next episode.